The Forgotten Terror was released in 1997 for levels 10 to 12, written by William Connors with interior art by Don Murrin and a cover by Todd Lockwood. The adventure is 64 pages long and takes place in the new domain of Agarath. It is the second module in a two-part crossover between the Forgotten Realms adventure Castle Spolzer. It can, however, be played alone. The Forgotten Terror can start one of two ways. One as a direct sequel, or a modified beginning if it's be played standalone. If played standalone, the heroes are to be killed by somehow, and this will have to be arranged by the DM. The players are killed by someone using the magical dagger Agarath to kill them. The domain of Agarath is the jewel in the hilt of the dagger, and when they are killed, they are sucked into the jewel. Once in, the heroes will have to navigate the 12 facets of the jewel and defeat the Dark Lord to escape. The Dark Lord of the domain is Chardath Spolzer. Chardath, his sister Marble, and his mother Kaisha inherited Castle Spolzer. Being poor, their mother turned the place into a house of ill repute with gambling and prostitution. Eventually, Kaisha died, and the castle belonged to Chardath and his mute sister Marble. One night, an ancestor of Chardath named Kartak, the Lynch, returned and forced Chardath to murder his sister with the magical knife Agarath. This ended up driving Chardath mad. Many years later, Chardath had a chance for revenge. On the anniversary of Marble's murder, her ghost appeared, and so did Kartak, and a party of adventurers who got mixed up in the affair, and a great battle ensued. It ended with Chardath and Marble being sucked into the gemstone, and the heroes, if they played Castle Spolzer. Now Chardath is Lord of the Domain, and each facet is a memory of his past. The domain will slowly drain the life from the heroes, so they have to explore with haste. However, there is not a direct path through the facets. Facet 1 does not lead to Facet 2, and so forth, so the players have a real chance of getting lost. Once the heroes have found Chardath, they will have a final battle with him and leave the domain. The only good thing about this adventure are the different facets. While one facet is a gambling hall from Chardath's past, there's a part of a story he read when he was a kid as one of the facets. Other than that, the domain and the Dark Lord are kind of boring. This crossover just did not work. No offense to Forgotten Realm players, but I do not care for the Forgotten Realms and had no interest in buying a Forgotten Realms product. And I'm sure at the time, Forgotten Realms players had no interest in buying RAVENLOFT products. I do not like modules introducing new domains, and if you're going to make a crossover for money reasons, I think a better job could have been done. I also don't like the fact that the DM has to find a way to kill the players just to get them in the adventure if it's to be a standalone. I do have Castle Spolzer, and ironically, I think it is a better adventure and feels more Ravenloftian than the Forgotten Terror. It just is weird, but it does. I do not recommend this one, but if you do have to get it, get Castle Spolzer and play them back to back. It makes for a much better story since the heroes will know what is going on and therefore a better adventure. A knife flashes in the darkness. You never see the face of your attacker. The adventure begins. Their spirits trapped by a cursed magical weapon, the heroes find themselves imprisoned on the surreal domain of Agarath. Here they must explore the mind of Chardath Spolzer, the insane lord of the realm. Somewhere in his shattered dreams and tormented memories lie secrets that may enable the adventurers to escape. The Forgotten Terror is a new adventure for the RAVENLOFT campaign setting. It can be played as a standalone scenario or as a sequel to the events depicted in the Forgotten Realms adventure Castle Spolzer. The unique nature of this domain and scenario makes the Forgotten Terror easy for the Dungeon Master to run without forcing players through a linear plot. Alternate endings allow the DM to link this adventure to RAVENLOFT, the Realms, or any other campaign world, for 4 to 6 characters of level 10 to 12.